Most of Turkey's Kurds live in the rugged, mountainous southeastern part of the country. It's an inhospitable environment for both man and beast. Life here is hard. The Şimşeks chose to live in town, but not because their village, Alaçatı, is so poor. What keeps them away are memories of a horrible crime committed here almost 2 decades ago.
Soldiers dragged my father out of the house at 5 in the morning. All the men of the village were driven together and tied up. They were held all night without food and water. Then they were taken away in a helicopter. The soldiers then set fire to all the houses in the village. They told us to get out. We went to a barn to seek shelter, but later they burnt that down too.
For 10 years, Dilba Şimşek hoped she would someday see her husband again. Until one day, a goat herd got in touch with her.
He found a mass grave a few kilometers from here. Among the bones, I found shreds of a pullover that I'd knitted for my husband. You could still see the bullet holes in it.
In the 1990s, this part of the country was the site of a brutal civil war between Turkish and government forces and guerrillas of the Kurdish Workers' Party, or PKK. Just saying the word Kurdistan was enough to land a person in jail. Arrests, torture, and political assassinations were daily occurrences. Today, the guns have been silenced, and the Turkish government is negotiating with the Kurds. After 30 years of civil war, the PKK is withdrawing its forces from Turkey. Aslan Şimşek has yet to receive official confirmation of his father's death. That's why he demonstrates with relatives of other Kurds who've disappeared or been murdered. They protest each Saturday in the city of Diyarbakir. The officer alleged to have ordered the kidnapping and murder of his father and 10 other Kurds is due to appear in court, an unprecedented development in Turkey.
We know that one officer alone could never have ordered killings like that single-handedly. The orders for these crimes against Kurds came from the very top. That needs to be set straight.
The Turkish army used to be well respected. Human rights violations were long excused by the fight against terror or blamed on the PKK. But now it's coming to light that extreme nationalists even order killings within their own ranks. Bakhtiar Aydin was a highly decorated Turkish general active in the southeastern part of the country. He was assassinated in 1993. His daughter and widow have always seen him as a martyr who fell in the battle against Kurdish enemies of Turkey. Now it's been revealed that he was possibly killed by his own comrades in arms rather than the PKK. Prosecutors have filed charges. They say Aydin was killed because he was unwilling to take brutal measures in the fight against the Kurds. The allegations are a shock to his family.
The military leadership hasn't said a single word about the latest charges. 5 years ago, they said the investigation was over and it was a cut-and-dried case. I don't want to believe it was someone from the army. If that turns out to be true, our whole world will collapse.
She may never find out. A 20-year statute of limitations on the crimes of the 1990s could bring the investigations to an abrupt halt. Human rights activists are demanding that law be changed.
That would be a good step. The other good step would be to really, some groups talk about truth commissions. We've also recommended an independent kind of truth commission, which wouldn't prevent the prosecution of perpetrators, but would, encourage the process.
But the relatives of the victims remain wary.
Peace won't be possible unless the political killings that took place back then are cleared up. Peace without justice would be inconceivable for our family. Our dreams were destroyed back then, and we've been living with that for 20 years.
Turkey is finally facing up to its recent past. But the only thing certain about the process is that it's a traumatic one.